Well, let's get back to the Dunkadelic era.
Mm-hmm.
When I read the timeline booklet, I saw the golden age of this era was between years 1988 to 2003.
Oh,
Tell us
yeah.
a little more about that.
Oh, well, the era which was born in 1984, of course, the golden age is the best years, the meat and potatoes of the era. And for 15 years, that is, you can pinpoint that. In 1988, Michael Jordan emerged as the greatest player on the planet. I mean, he was the MVP. It's one of his 5 MVP awards, and he also was the Defensive Player of the Year. And in 1988, it was the last championship of the Lakers dynasty, and they went back to back, winning the '87 championship and the 1988 championship. And the last team to actually win the championship back to back was all the way back to Bill Russell, 1968-69. So here it is, the culture is even connecting back to a pioneer like the great Bill Russell. But then also hip hop itself became big time. I mean, Yo MTV Raps came out. Also, slam dunk contest between Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins, which is still the greatest dunk contest ever. And then a lot of the major hip hop artists, we're talking about Salt and Pepper, Run DMC, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. We know him as the Will Smith, the big time actor. But a lot of them, EPMD, one of my favorites, and my brother who really loves him too, Eric B. and Rakim. All of these pioneering acts during the 80s came out with albums, LL Cool J. I mean, it was just a great year, and we also became mainstream. And then that was also the first year that hip-hop became part of the American Music Awards. So 1988 has been considered the greatest year for basketball and hip-hop. So from that point on, you look at Shaquille O'Neal came in the league in 1990. And then the man himself, who defines the whole Dunkadelic era, my man Allen Iverson, Bubba came to the league in 1996. And of course, Michael Jordan won all of his championships during that time span between 1991 and 1998. And then, of course, the first hip-hop culture dynasty, Kobe and Shaq, 2000 to 2002. And then I say the end of the era, you have to really say that when Michael retired, since he is the player that really helped as far as the start of it in the birth year, 1984. And, of course, that's when LeBron, Carmelo, and D-Wade came into the league. So you pretty much have to end it at 2003 as the golden age. But the era still continues. We have the kid O.J. Mayo at USC. He has that hip-hop type of style to his game. It's not as much as AI, like Allen Iverson, but we got some ballers out there that really, really personify. Chris Paul is someone who personifies the more clean-cut Dunkadelic era, which is great because you need to have a little balance. I mean, you got to have your guys with your urban style like Carmelo and AI, but you also have to understand that the culture itself has matured, and those who are in it have to mature. Because you got to think about it, I'm almost 40 years old, but when this thing came along when I was 15 years old, it was I was a teenage kid in high school.
Well, before we came on camera, you were talking about how the Big East Conference had as much impact as the NBA for a major portion of the era.
Ooh, yeah. When you think about college basketball, everything has to go back as far as the era of the to the era to Georgetown. Georgetown was America's hip hop team. When you say the hip hop team, first hip hop team of college basketball has to be the Georgetown Hoyas. I mean, first of all, they came here to Baltimore and got 2 of our stars, David Wingate and Reggie Williams, right out of Dunbar High School. But they had this menacing way of playing ball that was called Hoya Paranoia. And Georgetown actually was the first college basketball team with a signature basketball shoe, the Terminator, which retailed for $69.99. The reason I can remember because I got a pair, Jared. And that was actually the blueprint for the first Air Jordans and also the Nike Dunk shoe. So you got to give so much credit to Georgetown. And they had an African-American coach, and we have to give credit to John Thompson, who in 1984, the birth year, became the first African-American coach to win an NCAA championship. So definitely, you look at Carmelo Anthony, Big East player. You look at Allen Iverson, Big East player. Ray Allen, Big East player. I mean, the Big East just represented all of the urban cities that personify hip-hop. When you talk about Philadelphia, you're talking about D.C., you're talking about Seton Hall, you're talking about New Jersey. and then of course New York with St. John's, and then of course upstate New York with Syracuse. So there has been some phenomenal players, and the Big East Conference was created in 1979, the year of course Sugar Hill Gang came out with Rapper's Delight. So the Big East era the Big East Conference has basically been there for the same existence almost the same existence that the Dunkadelic-Era has came along.
Well, there seems to be so much history behind both of these cultures, the hip hop culture as well as, of course, basketball, and fusing these two together.
Absolutely.
With this term, Dunkadelic.
Dunkadelic. I like the way it sounds. It sounds smooth, don't it?
I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, in closing, what do you hope the Dunkadelic era and its 25th anniversary will accomplish?
Well, just deep down, it's something that has had a major impact on myself. Major impact on how I see things, how I see my life, the things that I enjoy. I enjoy the music. We used to, my cousin, who was helping us with the videotaping of this show, Troy was big into hip hop. I mean, we used to go up to his house, and he had his room set up like a little studio, and play his Mr. Magic Rap Attack and all that good stuff. And we just love playing, listen to the music, and also playing basketball. And as a guy that really, really loved playing basketball and really loved hip hop, to see how it has touched my life, and then all the other people that I know, how it touched their lives as teenage kids and young adults, to actually see it grow. And as it has matured, I myself have matured with it. And hopefully we can pass it down to the next generation of young people to appreciate something that's had a major influence on their lives and have respect for it as well.
Well, it's been a pleasure doing this interview with you, Derek. You've explained so much about basketball. I love sports, but I don't know nearly as much as you do about it. I love hip-hop, but I still don't know as much as you do about it.
Yeah.
But I would like to thank you, Derek, for taking the time to share your knowledge and your experiences with us.
Well, Jairus, thank you. And you know what, Jairus, I'm going to, a couple of these nice T-shirts. I want to show you all some of these commemorative T-shirts. As you can see, it has the Dunkadelic Era in America, 1984 to the present. And then on the back, of course, we have the top 5 years, as we were talking about, 1984, 88, 92, 96, 2003, and, of course, the Golden Age.
The Golden Age.
Yeah, that's, this for you. And then, of course, you got red and, of course, beautiful black here. That's really cool.
Well, red is
Dunkadelic Era in America. Top 5 years. Beautiful years. 1984, 88, 92, 96, 2003. Well, I just can't wait for this celebration. But, Jairus, I also want to thank you for inviting me on the show. I mean, Dunkadelic TV, the Dunkadelic Era, I mean, it's all cool. But I also want to give a shout-out to, of course, my man Dwight Howard for winning the Slam Dunk Contest. I think he's going to be the first player in the history of the NBA to lead the league in dunks, win the Slam Dunk Contest, and I think he's probably going to be selected as the All-Dunkadelic Team MVP. Last year, he finished second to LeBron James, who was on the first team along with Dwight Howard. But he's going to do as we would call it, the Dunkadelic Triple Crown, and that's winning the Slam Dunk Contest, leading the league in dunks, and being selected to the All-Dunkadelic Team. So big ups to Dwight Howard. He's a great, phenomenal young player.
Well, that's it for us tonight on Dunkadelic TV. I want to thank my guest again, Derek Vaughn. And I hope you come back to join us again on Dunkadelic TV.
Dunkadelic TV. Nice.